Hello everyone, welcome back, or welcome to part 2 of this replay between Green and ArgOs Zenith here on Lost Temple. We do have another hatchery being set down over here, and now in comes another drop from Green. So Green may be trying to drop over here. Roaches now, infestors, I believe, underground. Are they going to start spawning those infested Terrans and making it very, very difficult? Yeah, this mass infested Terrans now. So many infested Terrans. These Marines and Marauders are not going to be able to know what to do. Infested Terrans have higher damage than a Marine itself, so its base damage is 8 as opposed to 6, so it actually has more damage than a single Marine. But all these infested Terran over here not going to be able to do very much. The timer is going to count down on them, only alive for 30 units of time, and this infestation pit most likely going to get taken out, down to 26 hit points. And now going after a drone. Roaches coming after this, and down goes that infestation pit. We are not at tier 3, so we are not going to see any Broodlords or Hydro or Broodlords or Ultralists coming through. One Overlord in position. We may see some sort of elevator drop, or we just wanted to see onto that high ground. Back over here, the Green Terran player is seriously in trouble now. His army is much smaller, and his economy is going to be smaller as well, as he's only running off of one base. The Zerg player still having a little bit of issues. ArgOs Zenith, now in comes some Roaches, so Roaches have been able to completely be re-healed, and now it's trying to focus individual units as opposed to trying to deal multiple damage, and out comes some Broodlings. So very nicely done by the Green Terran player, picking up those units, making sure that those Broodlings die, and then gonna go ahead and perhaps drop down over here. So there already are Roaches, and with no units that can attack the air besides those Queens, there's not much that can be done. Are we gonna get a nice Neuroparas, or not a Neuroparas, a fungal growth on top of these Marauders here? And now those units are unable to be repicked up and moved, and down goes that whole entire cargo. Back over here, ArgOs still not trying to attack over here, as he does have an additional expansion over here. However, it looks as though a command center is trying to be lifted off and moved into that location. No, an SCV is trying to build a base 1 command center here, and it's not going to work out, as that SCV is being forced to pull back already, and able to see that on one particular location over there. Marines now dropping, Marauders and Marines pushing once again, and these Roaches are not going to be a strong counter. The Marauders deal way too much damage, and that Baneling Nest, very nicely done. ArgOs Zenith realizing that Baneling Nest cannot come into play, does not want it. Get the heck out of your base, as these infestors are now going to get more fungal growth, spawn infested Terrans. And now this is going to be a very, very bad sight, as these infested Terrans, because of that timer and these units not moving quickly, getting destroyed. So infested Terrans being the anti-air unit in this whole entire fight. So these infested Terrans do move very, very slowly off of creep, and now they're going to get taken down as well. Infested Terrans have 50 hit points and no base armor, so they're light biological units. Now back over here, we have 4 medevacs, and Green really needs to change up his strategy. He cannot be trying to push with the same unit combinations, but I think Green is already on the losing end of this fight. He has level 1 weapons upgrade, but that is it. Marine medevac not going to be enough to counter the infestors that ArgOs Zenith has been able to mass up. 5 infestors means that he can constantly fungal growth these units. Fungal growth really depletes the energy on these medevacs, as it does a lot of damage, 35 damage across all the units that it hits, and it makes them immobile. After it makes them immobile, you can just start chaining fungal growths until the whole entire army dies. Siege tanks now being picked up. We have 6 medevacs moving out. Will it be enough? We do have, 5 Roaches sitting over here, and the medevacs may not know about these Roaches. In comes a fungal growth, and now these units get over here. Marines now being dropped. Things not looking good. More Roaches coming in, and now are we going to get another fungal growth? More Marines trying to shoot up onto that high ground. Now the units just pulling away, trying to make sure that they are not within range of that siege tank. And now Green able to save some of his units, and once again regenerating life on all of these Roaches. So really doing a really great job here. The Roach Warren has been rebuilt over here, and those Roaches do not even have the faster regen rate. So you can see how relatively slow those Roaches are being regen. But we do have a Baneling Nest now, a Baneling Nest in play, and those Banelings will simply be able to destroy the Marines and Marauders very, very easily. Marauders are supposedly supposed to counter Marines, but because those Marauders are a ground unit and they tend to pack up so well, one Baneling causes a lot of splash damage even if the Marauder is an armored unit. Back over here we do see 24 Banelings now moving out, the centrifugal hooks now being researched, but that's still 110 units of time away, so almost 2 game minutes. Walking into a scanner sweep, ArgOs Zenith deciding to pull back, realizing that he can't really do anything with this. Can ArgOs Zenith get a fungal growth off onto this Marine Marauder bio ball and then just just splash a bunch of acid from these Banelings into those units? That's really going to be the question as these siege tanks trying to move in. Are they going to be able to cliff? Yeah, they're going to hug the cliff here and try to push through. Banelings, no, fungal growth. Banelings now just rolling over this whole entire army here. And this whole entire 9 medevac army is really the whole entire army that that Green has. Currently, he's sitting on 10 medevacs and 4 Marines, and that is it. Army-wise, way too much healing from the healing bus. And now things are just going to be going down even worse and even worse. ArgOs Zenith now saturating this particular mineral location with a lot of drones. Should be able to get additional gas as well. Taking a look at the production, we still see the centrifugal hooks and the Spire now coming into play. And we are still at tier 2. In comes the Marines and the Marauders to try to finish off this particular location. Queen burrowing at the last moment. Very nicely done. And then this layer still at 200 hit points. Slowly regenerating life. Perhaps the Queen wants to do a couple transfusions to try to heal that back up. Back over here, Zerglings now activating the center Zelnaga Watchtower as we see SCVs, and they are now being loaded into the medevacs and going to be dropped over here on the bottom right hand side of the map. So we're going to see Green take an additional expansion on the bottom right hand side. However, Roaches and Banelings still in position to try to intercept any additional drops that may be coming in. Medevacs now dropping down additional SCVs over here, so these SCVs will be able to start mining, and Green will get more income. Green definitely needs more income right now, as he's only mining off of mining off of 7 mineral patches, and this is nearly mined out. He does need to try to grab this expansion as well, and now the Overlord of ArgOs Zenith does see this expansion over here on the bottom right hand side with this Overlord here. Army-wise, both sides are once again almost even. 2,900 for Green, 2,200 for ArgOs Zenith, but Harvest, and now we also see some Mutalisks in the air. So Mutalisks now joining in on this army, and these Mutalisks may be able to catch a lot of these medevacs in transition. And if that does occur, that's going to be really, really bad news. As these medevacs now moving across the map, Roaches trying to get over there in time. Will it be able to get there in time? Zerglings already ready to try to intercept a lot of these units. Marauders and Marines dropping out of that medevac, healing more of these units over here. Roaches going to be just scampering up. Marines now trying to push through, and now you see this army of Mutalisks coming in, and a lot of those Marines have already been taken down. Roaches doing a good job of taking down the rest of those Marines, so these Mutalisks are just going to have a field day now. Mutalisks now just simply destroying the rest of these Marines here, focusing down that last 2 Marines, and that's got to be GG. And this one expansion has been taken down. And wait, what? 4 Mutalisks continuing to do a lot of bit of pressure. Are they going to be able to finish these last couple medevacs? Medevacs now getting destroyed, picked out from the air. Down it goes. And now things not looking good at all. Army-wise, we see 1,450 for ArgOs Zenith, and the Green Terran player sitting at 3,000. Back over here, Mutalisks now going to do more harassment here. Zerglings coming in to clean up the rest of this expansion. And now, the medevac getting destroyed, losing 6 Marines. And now you see ArgOs Zenith getting a very, very strong production. Another medevac trying to come into position over here. Will it be able to take down this command center in time? No, the medevac down to 22 hit points. Zerglings pecking away at this. Marines now focusing this Overlord over here. And now this expansion has been saved. Now upgrading to an orbital command. So Mutalisks perhaps going to come back here. Is there enough? Now there is also an additional... almost an additional 10 Mutalisks, so we have a 14 Mutalisk army flying about. We do have we have infestors sitting in the middle of the base. No ravens to be seen, so these infestors may be able to just spawn a lot of infested Terrans and take down the production if Green does not know about them or react to them in time. We do have 1 Banshee now in the air. So perhaps the Banshee will be able to clean up, and some of these drones doing some long distance mining off of the high yield mineral. But we also have a Nidus network coming into play. The Nidus network, is it going to be enough? We do see Mutalisks have been finished taking on this expansion over here, and now these Mutalisks may try to take down this last expansion. Green down to 3 mineral patches, and that is it. Argo Zenith down to 2, but still doing some great long distance mining here. Should probably try to throw down a hatchery as Overlord's now moving out. Important to note that extractors do not bleed even if they're off of creep. Infested Terrans now all of a sudden spawning all over the place. Mutalisks now flying in, so those infested Terrans now doing crazy damage. Marines trying to fight them back. Mutalisks should probably finish off the rest of these medevacs, and that's gotta be game. Mutalisks now taking the air, finishing off the rest of the Marines. Production-wise, we see 4 Vikings now being produced, but no, sorry, 2 Vikings and 4 Marines being produced, but that's still not going to be enough. Marines now stimming, trying to get into these bunkers. Will they be able to make? Yeah, 3 Marines make it into the bunker here, as now we have infested, we have more infestors here. The infestors may be able to spawn more infested Terran and try to take down any more of these production buildings over here. Last reactor now taken down, so these Marines will be coming very slowly. Mutalisks now trying to finish off the rest of this fight here, not trying to take down these poor Marines for some reason. Marines now getting taken down, but Vikings now coming out to join in on the fight. Vikings trying to move and shoot, trying to get within range, and now trying to pull away from those Mutalisks. 1 Viking has been taken down. 2 SCVs going to go ahead and try to repair it over here. But yeah, things still not looking good. And Argo Zenith asking something in Korean. I'm not exactly sure what it is. I'm probably asking if this is GG, because he does have decent map control. He sees that there's nothing really being produced out of these barracks, so he knows that there isn't another expansion that he doesn't know about. Over here, not mining anything out of this expansion, as it has been mined out as well. So these Mutalisks just trying to deal as much damage, trying to intercept any of these production units over here, as we now have this orbital command moving over here to trying to start mine. Mutalisks, however, in the air, picking off a lot of those SCVs, but however, Mutalisks now getting destroyed by missile turrets and that Viking with that very long range. Army-wise, production-wise, we see nothing being produced on both sides. So Argo Zenith may be hurting economy-wise. No, he's sitting on 1,300 minerals, but for some reason isn't producing any units. He does have a Nidus network. It looks like Argos is just getting a little bit lazy at this time. There are still a lot of infested Terrans getting a fungal growth onto that last Viking, and now finally the Green Terran player says GG. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. A quick recap. Really, this game was more all about economy than anything else. The Terran player was slow to expand, and because he was constantly slow to expand, he wasn't able to keep up, and he ended up mining out his main base and his natural very early. And the high mobility of the Argo Zenith, just trying to use those Mutalisks, changing up that tech, really gave him the upper advantage in this fight. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. If you like this video, please like it. So hit the little thumbs up right beneath the video. Also, subscribe to me on YouTube if you haven't already. It's nice that way you get a little bit more updates, and it's easier to find my channel since I'm in your subscription section. Once again, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.